Got one in, son?
Yeah.
Feels big.
Feels like a nice one, yeah.
Oh, good. He's kiting right, isn't he?
Yeah, he's kiting well right. Well, fortunately, Rob's not fishing, so.
Impressive curve in that infinity, mate.
Yeah, I know. Let's talk, while we're doing this, we'll talk 13 footers because you use them a lot, don't you?
Yeah, all the time.
You know, it's fair to say you're not a monster of a man, are you?
No.
You know, but you can still cast them a long way. What made you use 13 footers?
Well, I found it a lot easier casting a 13-foot rod. I could cast with the same effort much further than with a 12-footer.
Right.
And the original infinities that we got, probably 10 years ago, it's just such a nice rod for playing fish on. I just use them all the time.
Yeah. And you couple yours with a Bezier, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got a set of Beziers, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they're the top of the range reel, but to be fair, I don't think they're, you know, you gain any benefit from using the black Beziers.
Right. Jewellery then?
Jewellery, yeah.
Jewellery for
yeah,
carp anglers, but the boys love the toys, don't they?
They do, yeah.
Mate, this is proper going around this corner. I think you might have to get me them easy on waders. I think it's going to get in because it's a good one. Gets in the net. Got him! Come on! Yes! Wicked. That's a good one. And this is why we come to Etang Lahore. Massive mirror carp like this, 58 pounds and just a few ounces. Taken at 130 yards on the old faithful 13 foot, 3 3/4 infinities and the Bezier combo. And on that all important cell hook bait, fished with a little tiny bit of the IB pop-up corn, just to give it a little bit of colour and a little bit of extra flavour. Wicked. And we're going to do some still shots now. And then once we get this fella back, we're going to talk to you about bite indication. Okay, Damo. Oh. Fishing in this kind of situation shows you just how good a bite indication system I've got on here. The Delkim and stow bobbing together is absolutely perfect. Normally you would have seen me in any of the other DVDs fishing very, very slack lines. In this situation, because it's a big lake, it's only shallow and there's lots of undertow, you have to fish bowstring tight lines. If you slacken off, you just get a massive bow in them, all the lines can knit together. When you pull up into a fish, all the lines come up together, it's just absolutely horrendous. And all the guys who are really successful on here all fish really, really tight lines, so we're doing exactly the same as them. The reason these stows are not going off, no matter what wind we're getting, I mean at the moment we've got a brisk northerly, it's been almost gale force since we've been here, and the buzzers have still not been going off, and that's because they're set on the right sensitivity. So I've got them on plus, which means it doesn't take so much to actually set them off, the vibration is picked up quicker, but they're only on 3 to 4 sensitivity. So if I move this, you see there's not a lot of movement to that at all, but since I've been talking, the wind hasn't set them off at all. So let's imitate a take. There you go. So there's quite a lot of bleeps to that, but the most important thing there is the stow bobbin has fallen away, and because it's semi-fixed to the line, if I attach that again, rather than like a normal bobbin where the line will slide through it, it's actually semi-fixed. As it gets pulled forwards, it will unclip itself, and even if the line's only moved a fraction, you'll still know which rod's got the fish on it, and that is really, really important. A lot of people have written about these saying, oh, they're only any good for slackline fishing. They're actually designed for exactly this situation, for fishing very, very tight lines and unclipping themselves and giving the best bite indication you can possibly get. You'll see there as well, I've added the extra weights onto them. That's if we get a drop back. Because we're fishing tight, sometimes you do get drop backs, and if I just imitate that, you can see there I'm getting loads of bleeps on the Delkim, and that extra weight is just helping everything to pull down. And if I let that back up again, you can see just how tight that line is. I mean, all three rods literally are fished within 6 foot, even though we're fishing 130 yards out. All the bait goes out very, very close together, gets all the fish to feed in a very small area, and that's how you amass a big hit. You can see now, just while I'm talking, the wind sprung up again. No false bleeps on them whatsoever. Occasionally I've had a coot go through the lines and it set them off, but because the clutches are tight, it hasn't taken any line, the bobbin stayed on, and everything's just set perfect. It's so, so important when fishing at these sort of distances, in these sort of conditions, to not get false bleeps, but know when you've got a fish on the end is absolutely imperative, and this combination does exactly that.